Hi everyone, my name is Yusuf. I'm a Palestinian immigrant that was expelled from my country, and I lived most of my life in Jordan. I was one of the lucky ones that I had an Italian passport, and I grew up, visiting and traveling and experiencing different cultures and different countries. But sadly, not everyone was as lucky as me. And there are people who were born in countries that were rightfully theirs, that their ancestors have always lived in those countries. But for some reason, some other people that don't even belong there, they came and they started kicking everyone out. And what I'm talking about is a country called Palestine. I'm sure you've heard about it. Even though nowadays they're trying to make us look like we're lunatics, that nothing is called Palestine. And in truth, there is nothing called the other thing, the occupiers, the oppressors, the state of Israel, like they call it. And what I would like to talk about today, even though there is no fancy introduction or music in the background or some nice animations going around, I would like just to say one strong and clear message or thought or idea. Being ignorant in 2021 is not an option anymore. It's not an excuse. You cannot say that I don't know or I'm not well informed about this thing. Because if you just look into your nice social media apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and all these nice applications that you use on a daily basis, just look what is happening. Just check, why are people that angry? Why are people saying similar hashtags all together? And search, check what is happening. Because maybe you will be shocked by what is happening nowadays in 2021, where in our universities and our schools we're studying all about virtual reality and visiting Mars and colonizing the moon and Internet of Things and big data and all these fancy words. Why till today we cannot say no to an oppressor? Because they're too strong. Because they control the mainstream medias like your TV, your radio, everything. We cannot say no to them. But guess what? They don't control you. Yeah, that's right. Even if they wanted to shut us all up, shut us all down, they cannot. They don't control your mind, what you want to research, what you want to investigate. Because deep down, you know what's right and what's wrong. And it's wrong to be an occupier. It's wrong to kill people and unjustly arrest them. And guess what? It's wrong to kick people and shoot them with grenades like stun grenades and gas grenades and rubberized bullets while they're praying in their holistic month, in the holic month, which is called Ramadan. It's wrong. It's wrong to take one of the holiest places in earth, which is called Jerusalem, and make it your own by force. By kicking Christians, by kicking Muslims, by kicking out any other religions that want to be there. Just because in some book it was written that you believe this is your holy land or your promised land. It's wrong. It's wrong to kick people in their neighborhood, in their houses that they grew up in, that they graduated and they got married and they had children and they had maybe even divorces in those houses. It's wrong to kick them out with their furniture in the street without any caring what are they gonna do. Just because you have some people, some settlers coming out from the United States or some other countries because of all the incentives that you have for Jewish people in your country, coming out and taking your place. They are not even changing the houses. They're taking the same house that you grew up in. Even if the walls could speak, they would say, go out, this is not your house. And this is happening in a small neighborhood called Sheikh Jarrah, where they have a bunch of families that they're being just kicked out. Because what? Because they believe that this land is not theirs. Even though they had all the paperwork and everything, and they even had, they built it themselves. They built their house, just think about it. They built the house from scratch on lands that they own themselves after years of sacrifices and hopes of a better future. And then what happens? Where does it stop? That's why occupation and apartheid, it's very dangerous. It's like wildfire. It never stops, and even if it doesn't affect you today, guess what? Tomorrow is gonna be knocking on your door. Because any kind of injustice that happens to us, to one of us, happens to all of us. We're one human beings, right? We're one race. And then this is why it's important to share and read and understand what is happening in the world. All the nice terms that we read about liberalism and progressive thinking and all of that, this is not being applied to some of the big countries, like or some of the strong countries that are being funded from the United States, like the occupational country of Israel. They're being funded by maybe $4 or $5 billion a year. Guess what? They're being funded from the United States more than the actions that are taking place for the whole global planet of global warming. For them, this apartheid and illogical state is more important than the whole world. And that's why for you, it's important to share this message with your parents, with your friends, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, with anyone. Just share that there's an injustice happening. Don't be like, I don't know about it, I'm ignorant. Don't be, that's not an option anymore. You're not living in the 1800. You're living in 2021, where all the information can be found in a click of a button. You just have to search for it. And even though they wanted to shut us up, to shut us down, to not have any thought or any sharing ideas, by controlling our social media, by deleting our accounts and posts and everything that is happening all over the social media, we always find a way to express ourselves. You know why? Because we as human beings, we understand that there is right and there is wrong. And it's not that hard to see that what is right and what is wrong. And don't believe for a second that it's a conflict, that it's not affecting us. First of all, it's not a conflict. Palestine and Israel is not a conflict, it's an occupation. There is a country with a lot of money and a lot of resources that is occupying another country, and that is been happening for 80 years now. My grandfathers went through it, and everyone I know went through it, and they were kicked out either to Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, or other countries. Even in Chile, there's like a colony of maybe 200,000 Palestinians that they fled. Back in the days, they were forcibly expelled. Say no to these kind of oppressors. Share your thought. Don't be just like, I don't know about it. That's the main thought that I wanted to share with you, the main idea. Thank you.